Ooh. Oh yeah. Nice. I'm Natalie Dillon, a Minnesota-based fisherman, writer, and video creator.
And I'm Nicole Stone, an angler and digital marketer from North Dakota.
For us, fishing has always been about more than catching fish.
It's about the people, places, and experiences along the way.
The experiences that become our stories, enrich our world, and bring us together.
With this series, our goal is to find and tell the captivating, untold stories changing the world of fishing.
All the good stuff, happening every day, everywhere, that makes this the sport we love.
Today we're traveling to Mille Lacs Lake in Minnesota with the goal of uncovering some untold history of one of the best smallmouth destinations in the world. And of course, to tangle with some of its legendary smallies while we're at it.
Here we go. Showing us around is Jim DaRosa, a man who's become something of a local hero, though I can promise you he will cringe when he hears us say that. That's what we're here for. In any case, you're gonna wanna stick around for this one.
Mille Lacs to me means home.
It's a one-of-a-kind resource.
Mille Lacs is home. It's a great fishery, lots of outdoor fun stuff to do, and a great place to live.
It's a pretty big deal. This place is insane.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jim. How are you?
We're doing good. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood.
Good. We actually just pulled into town, so we're gonna be on our way to you, and we'll be over there in just like 20 minutes or so. How's it look out there?
It's going to be very comfortable to fish today. We're going to have a little bit of wind out of the southwest that we're going to have to contend with, but I think it'll be manageable.
Cool.
And, hopefully we'll catch some fish.
Yeah, we'll do our best. Well, awesome. We'll see you in a few minutes, okay?
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Natalie, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Pleasure to finally meet you.
I know, finally in person.
Yeah.
Well, we got a decent day.
Well, welcome to Mille Lacs.
Thanks.
It's going to be a great day. It's going to be nice and sunny. You know, last week it was cold, but we're going to have 75 today. Shorts are appropriate.
Yeah, we'll be delayering soon.
We will be. It's going to be a great day out there.
Awesome.
Can't wait to get out there and hopefully we'll catch some fish.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Want to know something crazy, Jim? I've never fished here open water.
You haven't?
No.
You're going to catch some fish today.
Am I?
I just have a feeling. The Ned rig has been a really good bait on Mille Lacs for the last 3 years. For a couple of years, it was kind of our secret, the guides that were out here. We didn't tell many people about it, but now
Secret's out.
everybody's on to it.
Yeah.
And we're going to throw a lot of Ned rig today.
For viewers at home that aren't familiar with Mille Lacs, what should we know about the smallmouth of Mille Lacs?
What brings people here are these trophy fish over 17 inches. That's what everybody comes for. Bassmasters Classic was here a few years ago, and many of the pros got on stage and said, you know, this could be the best trophy smallmouth lake in the world, not in the nation, in the world.
Yeah.
Well, if you look out there, you know, you can't see the other shoreline.
Yeah, it's huge.
We're about 22 miles north to south. It's a lot like fishing Great Lakes smallmouth, a lot of open water.
So it can get rough out here.
Oh yeah, you know, this is one of those lakes that you really have to respect the wind. The DNR did a study a few years ago. It said about 90% of their diet is crayfish. People that fish successfully here on Mille Lacs, they're fishing crawdad type baits. And the Ned rig has really been a great bait. It's a small bait that you fish close to the bottom. It resembles a crawdad. And the way the wind's blowing across these rocks, we might find some feeding fish.
Yeah. There we go.
You got it?
Yeah. Thank you. Hey, it's a smallie.
That's not what we came here for, but
It's our first smallmouth.
it's a start.
Check it out. Even these little ones, they got such beautiful color. Go get bigger, friend.
Son went to University of Minnesota and took a job, decided not to come back to Illinois. And for Father's Day, he used to send me a round trip plane ticket. One of those first trips that he brought me up here, he had buddies that fished Mille Lacs a little bit, and we came here and for the first time. And It's been history ever since. I think I had the best day bass fishing, largemouth or smallmouth, on Mille Lacs that first time we were up here, and after that
right?
I was just,
Yeah, you're hooked.
I was just totally hooked. There. It's a smallmouth.
Nice.
Ella.
That's what we're here for.
On the Alabama, or you might call it the Minnesota rig, because it's only got one hook on it. This is probably the average smallmouth that we have here.
That's a healthy average.
Yeah, and they're just, you know, you can tell he's starting to put on a little weight. Their stomachs, in another end of September, October, it'll look like they have a tennis ball in their belly. They fed so hard, and they're feeding on crayfish right now. Yeah, we'll put them back, let them grow up. That's those boulders that you're trying to fit. We got a bunch of rocks out here, and then we've got these boulders right here, and these fish are they're always hanging around these rocks. Come on, fish, show us something here.
Ooh. Oh yeah. Oh, that looks good.
Come here, you. There he is.
Well done.
Mr. Smallmouth. Typical smallmouth for Mille Lacs. You know, and Mille Lacs is one of those lakes, it's almost like a perfect storm. There's, it's a perfect lake structure-wise, the way it's made to grow smallmouth. It's got good, clean water, a lot of rock structure that the smallmouth really like to live in. And it's got a great food source for them that's really, that no other species really goes after. So, you know, good water conditions, good clarity, good rocks, a lot of food. That all equates to good smallmouth fishing.
Oh, yep.
You got them?
Yeah. Oh gosh.
You got to be on the rock.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, real good to have the
way they are.
Let your drag do you some favors on this. Oh my God, they just don't give up. You ready? Nice. Beautiful. Way to go. COVID bump. Nice.
You want to grab them?
Yeah, I'll grab them.
He's yours.
Beautiful fish. This is what you come to Mille Lacs for.
This is.
How important is it for you to see these healthy fish considering what could have happened?
This is it. I mean, for a bass fisherman to have a resource like this so close to the cities, and it's so important.
Yeah.
Would have been a shame a few years ago if we would have lost this wonderful resource that we have here with these smallmouth.
Well, I'm Josh Douglas. I'm a professional bass angler, and I am a guide up here on Lake Mille Lacs. Anybody who grows up in Minnesota, Lake Mille Lacs is pretty special. Like, to me, it's like the doorstep of up north, hitting up north, and I just always want to spend a lot of time there. Started guiding here, and then it just, the heart wants what it wants, and I wanted to live up here, so did my wife Bree, so Mille Lacs became home. I like to see people smile when they fish. It's as addicting to me as me having good tournaments. Watching people smile and really truly enjoy it. And I have a very good fishery at my disposal that I can literally give people their best day fishing ever by fishing here, and that's like my favorite. It's not only a good smallmouth fishery, it's a tremendous walleye fishery, a great muskie fishery. Even the bluegills and crappies get big. It's a fertile fishery, so for whatever reason the fish get really, really big here. There's an abundance of forage, so it's really special to everybody. Now we're seeing Minnesota blow up as a bass fishing community nationally, where here, you know, the walleye started to decline, and whether that was poor management, whether that was over harvesting, I don't really know. But in there, the smallmouth kind of took a little bit of the rap for it, and in the smallmouth, I think people started to target them, especially once the walleyes became catch and release only and the smallmouth weren't.
Morning, Jim.
Good morning, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Fine, did you have a nice evening?
We did, yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to today.
Yeah, we're excited to chat more.
Absolutely, absolutely. Should we get started?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Go this way?
Yeah, right
Cool.
there.
Thanks. So tell us why the DNR felt like they needed to make some changes back in 2015.
Well, it's actually in 2014. Through their studies, they had determined that the walleye population was stressed and that they needed to make some decisions on how to manage this walleye fishery. And what they ended up doing at the end of the season in 2014, they closed the walleye season down completely in August. Well, that created a real economic stress on the local industry, on the resorts, the restaurants, and so forth. Well, then somebody came up with the idea, well, there's plenty of smallmouth bass in the lake. Let the smallmouth bass substitute the eating part of it. So all of a sudden now, when the 2015 regulations were announced, you could harvest 6 bass of any size. The catch and eat culture, it goes back, it's a generational thing, it kind of goes back to the Depression days where our grandfathers, they needed to eat, to catch fish and eat them to survive. And I think that has continued not only in Minnesota but in Wisconsin, a lot of lakes that still exist. The catch and release culture is fairly new to them, and a lot of people think that a good day in the water is measured by how many fillets you put in the freezer. Well, we've seen that, that's fine, and I have nothing against, or we have nothing against eating fish, but let's do it in a scientific way.
Fishing has been the tradition up here for hundreds of years. Everybody from the cities of Minneapolis as well as nationwide knows us as a big fish factory. We have giant species of pike, of bass, walleye, and the majority of vacationers are after big fish. As many other area businesses adapted our advertising strategies as well as how we treated our customer bases, the amenities we get to offer, and adapt to a changing marketplace. We have to be able to protect our fishery. That's what brings people up year in, year out. That's what has united families for hundreds of years out here, and we need to protect that.
It's a big lake to us driving past it, but where the smallmouth live is pretty critical, and the more and more popular that the smallmouth gets, it's just so important that we have somebody looking out for our investment so that it's there for future generations.
So tell us how you decided to form the Smallmouth Alliance.
Well, it was out of respect for the fishery. Some of us had been fishing this lake for a long time and knew what it was compared to other smallmouth fisheries throughout the United States. And we knew this was really special. And actually it was Al Linder that kind of got us started. In the Brainerd paper, there was this picture of a resort that had a stringer of smallmouth. I don't know how many were on there. And Al made a comment that, hey, that was fine 20 or 30 years ago, but come on, what are we doing? Our plea to the DNR was, hey, let's manage these smallmouth based on science. They had no studies at the time on what the population was, how healthy or unhealthy it was. So with the formation of the Smallmouth Alliance, we said we need to do something to kind of educate these people about, a walleye. A 20-inch walleye might be 4 or 5 years old. A 20-inch smallmouth is probably 15 to 17 years old. So these things just don't grow on trees overnight. And I don't think the DNR nor anybody else around the lake really appreciated and understood this trophy fishery that we had and how long it took to establish, and were we going to be careless and then within a year or two it would be gone. A lot of us got together and we over coffee and beers, and we said we've got to do something. We have to create a voice to stand up to this. So as a result, the Smallmouth Alliance was formed in October of 2015.
Jim has put a lot of time and effort into the Smallmouth Alliance. He's the one that started it, founded it with George Little, with Linda, and he has spent countless amount of years protecting something that he truly loves and endures and wants to make sure the fishery stays the way that it is. The biggest thing is to make sure that we protect something that kids that are going to be our age at some point in time are going to still see the fishery the way that it is right now.
What they have done for the area is just amazing. They're protecting the resource, and they are also getting people up here using it. So during smallmouth season, we're seeing boats and rigs from all over the country driving around the lake, and it is just really cool. The Mille Lacs area has always been really dependent on fishing. It is a fishing lake, and that is the whole base of our economy.
So you've decided to take your hard-earned retirement years and really devote a lot of your time to Smallmouth Alliance and to protecting the smallmouth on this lake. Why is it something that's so important to you?
I don't know, it's, everybody finds a passion in something, I think, and my passion has always been bass fishing. Growing up in southern Illinois and traveling, throughout the country, and I've been fortunate enough to fish a lot of the good bass lakes in the United States for both largemouth and smallmouth. So I knew right away how good this fishery was from the beginning compared to others. And again, we decided to retire here from Illinois, buy a house on the lake and live happily ever after and go fish these fish every day. So I took it personal, as well as a lot of other people that had invested in this lake and knew the potential.
So you have found that education has really been one of the biggest keys to just improving the harvesting rate and conservation of this lake.
Well, it has. We were able within the first couple years to get that regulation changed from 6 fish of any size. We got it to change to 4 1 year, and then now we're currently at 3 years at 3 fish per under 17 inches. So in about 5 years, we've gotten the harvest down about 50% from what it was.
I actually really have worked up an appetite, so it'll be a good spot for it.
Absolutely.
Is there anything that surprised you here from what we're learning?
I think for me, the craziest thing is to think that people are taking fish out of this fishery, especially quality fish. And the fish here in the fishery is so phenomenal, and I want to keep it that way. So just to think about that's a thing just surprises me.
Yeah. I'm interested to see because, we've learned that it doesn't seem like any regulations are going to change, but there's still work to be done. So I'm excited to find out what Smallmouth Alliance is going to be doing moving forward and what they really can do.
I think it's incredible that an organization like that can have such a huge impact.
Yeah.
We catch them all the time, we put hooks in their mouth, I get that, but at the same time we have to protect them and their longevity. I think most people are good, understand catch and release is super important. If you are going to keep fish, of course that's your right, try to keep the smaller ones, make sure the genetics stay in the fishery.
I don't know if we'll ever replace the dollars that the walleye provides for this lake, but in 2016, BASS brought their Angler of the Year here, and that's the top 50 fishermen from their circuit were fishing. ESPN, all the media was here. Had a great tournament, great record catches of large fish. And that really got the national attention of bass fishermen all over the country. And that really put us on the map as a destination for bass fishermen to come and fish for these trophies.
How hopeful are you for the future of smallmouth fishing out here?
I think we've had some minor victories. We have gotten people, the DNR, to listen to us somewhat. There's still a heavy influence on them by other groups that are anti-smallmouth, so to speak. So the challenge is always going to be there that way. Politically and economically, I think there's folks in business around the lake now that are starting to think this is good, because all they have to do is look out the window and see the bass boats coming in, drive through the boat ramps and see all the out-of-state plates that are here. There are still a lot of people that say this is a walleye lake. It'll always be a walleye lake. Forget the other species, forget the bass, forget the muskie, the northern pike. There's still, and that's one of the challenges we have, is angler education is still very much in the forefront of what we want to do. We still have to change some of that culture. It's not over yet. The other thing that we see that we're working on is working with the youth. As you know, high school fishing is as big as it's ever been, and it's continuing to grow. So we're encouraging high school fishing to come out and enjoy this lake. We've sponsored a couple tournaments, we're involved with them. And we want to give a strong message to the youth, the high school youth, that if you see something wrong that's out there, if your lake is not managed the way it should be, speak up and maybe something can be done.
We're spending a lot of time trying to get the community involved a lot more and getting a lot more people that aren't fishing the lake out to understand how awesome a fishery this really is.
In 2017, we were ranked the #1 bass fishing lake in the United States. We have pros on tape saying this could be the best trophy smallmouth lake in the world. I think our challenge is to try to keep it that way. If we can keep it a world-class fishery, then the economic benefits will follow through tourism.
What do you think we should start with?
I'm thinking probably the Exo Swim right away. Just a little swim bait. It's getting to be that kind of year. That time of year when they really start zeroing in on it. We got tulipies and stuff like that out here on the lake. So they start getting into that that kind of a minnow imitator. But just, you know, not going to swim it. We're going to put it in the rock, swim it real slow. And I'm going to feel rock, 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 and then eventually it's not going to be a rock. It'll be a bit fish.
You on? Nice.
Well, it's so windy, I didn't feel it until it was going the other direction. Be careful, don't fall in over it. It's just a bass. Bam. Especially this time of year, the water's really cold. They start to definitely get fat right now, eating up for winter. But yeah, they're all little footballs right now.
Well done.
Let's do it again. Your
Yeah,
turn.
okay.
Ready?
Okay, our turn.
There we go, there we go. Real, 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 real.
Yes, it's a good one. It's
Now
a good
we're
one.
cooking, brother.
Yep.
Now we're cooking.
Oh, we are
I got
on them.
It's a nice one.
They're so chunky.
They are.
You ready?
Get in there, get in there.
Nice!
Look at that
That's a good one! Holy smokes! This is what you come to Mille Lacs for. Dude,
Awesome fish.
they are so healthy. Beauty. First cast. New spot.
That was a good time. We must have a school out
Yeah.
there.
That was wild. Nice.
Nice, nice.
Hold
nice,
on.
Nice. Those are good though. That's part of the conservation
Yep,
talk
it's
we were
part of
talking
it.
about. That's the future 5-pounders right there. You know, that's one thing that I didn't see the first, 5 years ago. I saw a lot of just real big ones. Now we're starting to get, all size fish mixed in. So
Good.
that's got to be a sign for the future.
Send her home. Nice.
Nice.
This feels a lot nicer than that little guy.
It's probably gonna feel like it's probably gonna be a walleye then.
Is it still fighting?
Sounds a bit like a walleye. Is he coming up? Big walleye.
Oh, is it?
Big one.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Good job.
Dude!
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh! You're getting a picture with that.
Wow. What an awesome bonus fish out here. This is wild. This fishery just has it all.
See what I mean? They're all big. They're
Yeah,
big fish here.
seriously.
This is wild.
Beautiful.
Wow.
walleye.
Sweet.
There you go.
So tell us, why is it that Mille Lacs is known for getting so rough like this?
Just because it's a big bowl, there's barely any islands. If they are, they're right next to the bank. So it's just kind of, there's nowhere to protect. And then this time of year, of course, Mille Lacs' very best times are going to be spring and fall. And Minnesota's weather is just, we don't never know what we're doing.
Ooh, you on?
Yep,
Oh yeah.
it's a big one.
You ready for it?
Big one.
Oh my gosh! Look at that! Look at that!
Got him good, he wanted it. Just barely moving it. I was just about to say, let's go, and then, God, that's a nice one.
That is a prime Mille Lacs specimen right there.
Oh, it's a pretty good spot right here, though. Someone's got to get a bite pretty soon. Got one.
Nice.
Swim bait. Yeah, it's a big one.
It's a big one?
I think so.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he's a big one.
Oh boy. You ready for it?
Got him?
Nice!
Good job. Good job on the net.
Nice!
Right
Yeah.
now they're packing on the pounds.
Dude. Nice. You knew right away that was gonna be good, huh?
Yeah, when I can't feel the bite and it's just like, it gets there, they're usually a better one.
Yeah.
But,
Way to go.
Having the Mille Lacs Smallmouth Alliance here for me is a big deal because those bass are like my dog, Lutzen, to me. Like, they are my babies. I go out there, they not only do I of course make an income off of them and stuff like that, but at the very same time, like, that's just what I want to do every day. I was born to chase that fish. And so to have somebody like Jim, to have the Mille Lacs Smallmouth Alliance that put a huge commitment. I hope one day I find the time and make the time to do the stuff that they're doing, because it is such a huge commitment to do that, to put yourself out there, to battle sometimes when you need to get, put your foot down on a topic for what's better. So to have someone like that in our corner is big time important, and I'll do whatever it takes to make sure that they know that for sure.
Well, Jim, we know that in order to reach some of these goals, you depend on donations from the community and from your members, and we've got some exciting news for you.
Okay.
Ketchco has decided to donate $1,000 to the Smallmouth Alliance.
I don't know what to say, thank you. Yeah, we're a 501c3 nonprofit corporation, and we're all volunteers, and this means a lot to us, so thank you.
You're very welcome. We love what we're doing, and again, we just hope it helps a little bit in your efforts.
Well, it does. Thank you so much, Ketchco, for helping us out. Yeah, we rely on donations and fundraisers and all that kind of stuff to further our cause, so we're very much appreciative.
Yeah.
I want to see this trophy fishery for years to come. I want my son to be able to enjoy catching 6-7 pound smallmouths, and if we don't focus on conservation, then that fishery will be gone.
I want to be able to take kids out. I want to take the people around the community that's around here out and just show them the quality of the fish that we have. If you actually look at a 5-6 pound smallmouth here, it's nothing like it is around the country.
Whether it's a lake you live on or a lake that you travel 5 states to visit, you just need to take care of it, leave it better than it was when you showed up.
Hearing your story and hearing this stuff is so inspiring to take so much of this and take it to our home areas and just kind of put our own efforts into conservation, into education, and I think it can go a long ways everywhere. So thank you for doing that here as a representation for something that can be done everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, you've traveled the country and fished some of the other lakes that are out there, which are all good. Then you come here, you really have a deeper appreciation for it. It is special. It's a one-of-a-kind lake. You just don't grow smallmouth like you have here, and let's hope that we can continue to keep it that way.
All right, guys and gals, that's all we have for you today. We hope you loved this episode of Covering Water.
Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
See ya. Nice.